Hey everybody, welcome to Yoga with Michelle. My name's Michelle, and in this short video, I have a yoga stretch for you. So it's great for after a workout, or if you're feeling a little bit tight or heavy and you want to move your body, but not necessarily in an intense way. So a little bit more relaxing, more opening. Grab whatever you need, probably just space, maybe a mat, a block, a towel, a strap if you prefer to have a strap, or even a blanket or a bolster if you have those and if you use those in your practice also. And we'll get started. So take child's pose. You can bring your knees out wide, or if it feels better to you, bring your knees together and fold your torso over your thighs. You're going to sway from side to side, move your hips around. Spend these first few moments settling in. Let your chest come down towards the mat and draw your tailbone back towards your heels. Lengthen the sides of your body. If your forehead is touching the mat or a block, roll your forehead from side to side. Let go of any tension you might be holding in your face. So release your jaw and your eyebrows. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Take one more big full breath in, and then exhale your way to all fours, to a nice tabletop position with your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. You can tuck your toes or press the tops of your feet down into the mat. Either way, just start some movement. Warm up your spine. Whatever movement feels good to you. Maybe tilting your tailbone from side to side. Take some cat-cows, sink your chest down, then around your back. Tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling and then down towards your heels. Just working to create ease. Back to center. So press down in your left hand, lift your right hand up towards the ceiling, twist, then thread it through. You can bring your cheek down to the mat, walk your left hand forward, get nice and long. Take a couple of breaths here. Enjoy the stretch. Then plant your hand, come back to center, I'll switch sides. So press down in your right hand, lift your left hand up, twist, send it through. Your right hand comes forward, nice and long. Deepen your breath, deepen the stretch. Plant your hand, come back to center. Spread your fingers out nice and wide on your mat. Tuck your toes, come to downward facing dog. I'll walk it out, bend one knee and then the other. Create an external rotation in your arms, your shoulders, and then a slight internal rotation in your legs. Let your heels just kind of melt down towards the mat. So get nice and long in the backs of your legs. Maybe tilt your tailbone from side to side there. You let yourself move freely. Kind of explore and get creative. Bring awareness to what your body needs, especially if you're dealing with any injuries or soreness. Then come up high on your toes. Tiptoe to the top of your mat. Keep your hips nice and high. ragdoll. So bring your feet out wide, press down in the center of your heels and the ball mounds of your big toes. Maybe first grab opposite elbows, bring a little sway from side to side. I like to walk my hands from one foot to the other. Keep your eyes open here. Just softness in your face. And purpose in your breath. So remember, with every exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Clasp your hands behind your back. Wring out your shoulders a bit. I never realized how tight my shoulders are until I do this. Most of us carry things around, carry weight and stress in our shoulders. So release resistance and tension and stress. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. Bend your knees a lot. Sweep your arms open wide. Reach up, extended mountain pose. Grab opposite wrist, gently pull to one side. Big side body stretch. Switch sides. And come back to center. Spiral your pinkies in towards each other. Look up at the ceiling. Yeah, maybe up and back. Create a little bit of a back bend if that feels good to you. Cactus out your arms. Lift your chest. Bring your elbows out nice and wide. Remember your core pulling in and up. And on your inhale, reach back up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Nice deep bend. And take a halfway lift. So still got a lot of length in the backs of your legs and your hamstrings. Fire up the muscles of your legs. Pull your belly in, really lengthen your spine, lengthen your neck. Take a big breath in through your nose. Forward fold, let it out. Mountain pose, reach back up, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. High plank. Plant your hands, step or hop your feet back. Shift forward, get really light in your toes. Slowly lower all the way down to your belly. First we'll take Sphinx. So bring your forearms down to the mat, draw your shoulder blades back. You want to create length in your neck, right? So make sure you're not looking up too far or pinching, but really just working on length. Press the tops of your feet down. Press down in your forearms. You're going to draw back. So your shoulder blades come together. Breath there. And if that feels fine to you, press down in your hands. Straighten your arms. Cobra. Come down. Your hands right by your sides. Lift. You don't have to be on your fingertips. Either way, I'm gonna draw your shoulders back, squeeze your elbows towards your sides, come back down, plant your hands right by your ribs, press the tops of your feet down, take upward facing dog. Straighten your arms, make sure your shoulders are right over your wrists, bring your chest forward. Now squeeze your thighs, use your core to nice and slow come back up to downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, right side. So lift your right heel straight up, press the center of your heel back. So create a lot of length here. Then nice and slow, step it forward into a long lunge. Keep your back knee lifted or bring it down to the mat. Pause right here. Big stretch here in your hip flexor, your left psoas. Create length. Drop your hips down a little bit more with every exhale. Bring your hands up and back. And then sweep them forward down to the mat, a twist. Again, your choice, active in your back leg, whether it's lifted or down onto the mat. Look up at your fingertips, twist open even more. Bring both hands down, lizard. So both hands on the inside of your right foot. Option to stay here, or come down onto your forearms. Ground down through your right foot. Then lengthen through the crown of your head. Couple more big breaths here to settle in. And really surrender to the stretch. If you're like me, that takes a minute. I'm not super flexible by any means. So all of these stretches are so good for me. Hopefully they feel good to you. Plant your hands. Heel toe your foot back to the middle of your mat. And then shift your weight back, half splits. You're welcome to come into full splits if that's in your practice or if you're working towards that. But flex your front foot, lengthen your spine, and gently fold forward. Shift forward. Now you're going to heel toe your foot, your right foot to the left side, half pigeon. So your right knee comes to your right wrist. Make any adjustments you need. Right, square your hips. If you need a block under one side, grab a block. You can stay upright or walk your hands forward, bring your chest down to the mat. Just let your hips get nice and heavy. You can point or flex your back foot, but bring it towards the center of your mat. So you want to still have the inward rotation in your back leg. Give yourself a couple more breaths here. Remember, you're creating length and an opening and ease. Walk your hands towards your front shin. Plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog. You pedal it out a little bit if you need to. Lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Press your chest towards your thighs. Then three-legged dog on the left. Lift your heel up high. Press back, get nice and long. Then hug your knee into your chest. Look forward, plant your foot. Come into a long lunge. Back knee can come down or stay lifted, but lengthen the sides of your body here. Draw your shoulder blades straight back. Just sink your hips down. If your front knee is past your ankle, lengthen. Step your foot forward, inch it forward a bit more. Again, reach your hands up and then back behind you. Little bit of a back bend. Sweep your hands down. Your left hand up towards the ceiling for twist. So twist like your rib cage. And make sure it's not just in your hips. This side, in this pose, Your right hip might want to sink down. Keep them square. Rotate. Look up, take a breath in. Then bring both hands down. Lizard. You can bring your left foot out to the left side. You can always grab a block, a prop, a pillow maybe. Again, you're going for length. Lengthen your spine. Lengthen your breath. So if you're struggling in any way, look for where you can bring ease. Maybe that means a prop, especially if you've got pain, right? Like if you've got knee pain, you can put a blanket or a towel under there. Just look for the difference between uncomfortable, like a stretching and an opening, versus pain. Then you might need to back off. Come back up. Heel toe your foot towards the center. Shift your weight back to half splits. So square your hips, lengthen your spine, then slowly fold forward. One thing you'll definitely notice in these videos is that I'm not super flexible. So if you're wondering what it looks like in somebody's body who doesn't have a ton of mobility, I think this might be it, right? So often people are like, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. So here's like a real life example of yes, absolutely you can. Yoga is for everybody, and it doesn't have to look any certain way. Shift your weight forward, half pigeon. So bring your shin towards the top of your mat. Again, square your hips. You can always reach back, grab your back foot, or walk your hands forward. With every exhale though, release your hips down towards the mat. Like let go of resistance or of clenching. Relax into the pose. Allow your body, allow gravity to work. Trust your body. Two more breaths here. Full inhales, and then even bigger exhales. Plant your hands at the top of your mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Again, bend one knee and then the other. Lengthen the backs of your legs. Let your heels come down towards the mat. Then on your inhale, come up high. Tiptoe to the top of your mat. Bring your feet out wide for Yogi Squat. So your heels are in, your toes are out. I'm gonna take it this way. Just for a different view, heels are in, toes are out. If you need a block under your sits bones, grab a block. Create resistance though between your elbows and your knees. Lift your chest. Press your palms together, lengthen your neck. Lift the crown of your head up. Engage your core, right? Your glutes. Engaging your glutes are gonna bring your knees out even wider. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Couple more breaths here. Yeah, bring the ease. This pose is like definitely a struggle for some people, and not everyone. But if you need a prop, grab it. If you need water or a break, okay, do that. But don't give up. This is a super powerful and impactful pose. We'll take one more breath in and exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Shake it out. And take a halfway lift, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Plant your hands, step back, low plank. Feel free to come down on your knees. Upward facing dog, lift the crown of your head. Downward facing dog, lift your hips. Come down on your back, all the way down onto your back. Take happy baby. So you can hug your knees into your chest first, maybe. Little rock from side to side, give them a squeeze. Then bring your hands either to here, to your ankles or your shins, or bring them to the outsides of your feet. Rock from side to side. Pull your feet down towards the mat. Your whole spine, the back of your head, all the way to your tailbone. Pressing down into the mat. Release, give them another squeeze here. Make yourself as long as possible. So reach back behind you, point your toes, pull your belly in. Take a big full breath in. And exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Twist. Stack one hip right on top of the other. Press your right shoulder down into the mat. Switch sides, come back through center. Hug your left knee in. Send it over to the right. And a nice twist. And slowly come back to center. Take Reclined Butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And close your eyes. Bring your awareness and your attention just to your breath, like the sound of your inhale and your exhale. To the rise and fall of your chest. Allowing your knees to fall open. Your body to get heavy. Straighten your legs, bring your hands by your sides for Shavasana, a rest, however long you need. Just relax your whole body. Let your breath flow naturally. Let go of any need to control or predict. Just be right here. And when you're ready, roll to your right side. pause for a moment here. Acknowledge yourself. Bring the intention of openness and of ease and lightness, either to your body or to your entire being in your day. And with that, make your way to a seated position, facing me. Sit up nice and tall. Hopefully you've got some length from that short yoga stretch practice. Bring your hands to heart center. Together we'll take one more big full breath in. Open your mouth, let it out. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much for trusting me with your time and with your practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your experience was in the comments, what you want more of. And as always, subscribe, like this, share it with your people, and I will see you next time.